What is happening, Carib Boys and Girls? This is your boy Carib Boy with another 100 days of Christmas with Carib Boy. We in the final few videos here. And Carib Boy is just thankful. And I want to just come and chill with all you. I just want to line with all you here. We getting a series of videos here today to catch up to day 99, which is today, Christmas Eve. But we on day 97 video. So this will be number 97. Alright, so I know by now a lot of us are playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Alright, and maybe some of us tomorrow are going to be starting this journey. And we have a few people ahead of the pack. And I kind of way getting there to be at the point where I want to start the shiny hunt and as well as create my competitive teams. And I had a few friends who get into the VGC, the video game, and been asking some questions, and I've been directing them to some YouTube videos, some popular creators, some really good detailed videos. And there was one friend that I sent a voice note to explaining some things about competitive EV, IV, all of that, and that's what we want to get into here today. But he was saying how much he understand and appreciate hearing the information in his local tongue, in his local voice, and he really connected with it. So I thought, if that could have helped that friend, maybe some other Trinbago or Caribbean people who play in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, maybe I could do a video and they might appreciate it just as well, because I have a platform here. All right. So I want to just make an attempt to go over what it is to be a competitive battler or build a competitive battling Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And in this video, I just want to focus on a few key things. And those things are the Pokemon EVs, Pokemon IVs, and we will chat a bit about Pokemon natures. Now, there are a lot of other branching topics that could fall into here, things like breeding and all of that. But let me focus on what are EVs and IVs and natures and how you can manipulate them. I want to make it simple enough, and concise enough for us to have some kind of understanding coming out of this. Now, Pokemon, why we just play Pokemon? To be the very best, right? And in the video game, there's the beautiful story, there's the gameplay and all of that, but a big part of it for a lot of us is the competitive PvP aspect of it, which we long after the post game, I talk about some men clocking 400, 500, 600 hours and thing, and that is your average competitive gamer like myself. I'm not. I have brethren. I sure well clock over 1,000 hours. The amount of time they spend on the PvP ladder and all of that, the rank ladder and all of that, it is get serious. So a Pokemon competitive player clocks in a lot of hours in the game. But there's some things we should understand, and you might hear some terms and it might confuse you. So let me go over them. So in Pokemon battle, and to be the very best, you have to understand a few things. Alright? So I want to tell you what you just see. In the game, what do you see? So you just see a Pokemon 6 stats. That is HP, attack, defense, speed, special defense, and special attack, right? That is 6. So you just see that, and you see the value associated with those stats. And you would see the ability of the Pokemon, which is varied across different Pokemon. Some Pokemon have abilities specific only to them. So, every Pokemon has a hidden ability. Well, some don't, but that is like special Pokemon don't, but most, if not all, Pokemon have a hidden ability. And you just see a nature, and all these things, the stats, the nature, the ability, all these things affect the Pokemon competitively. All right, but when you look at these stats, you might have the same Pokemon, the same level. For instance, a Pikachu at level 10. All right, but let me call a better level. You would have the same Pokemon, same level, and you would notice different stats. For example, you would have a Pikachu at level 30. And I have a Pikachu at level 30. It's the same species Pokemon as a Pikachu. is the same level, but your speed different to mine. My speed may be more or less, and yours may be more or less. What does dictate that? Because we are the same Pokemon. How does the game determine that your Pikachu faster than mine? All right. So there are some hidden values in the game, and they don't really remain hidden, but you don't necessarily get a specific number to the value. But there are certain indicators that can tell you the specific number. So these hidden values, there are two types. You have IV, which stands for individual values. Individual values are hidden, is a hidden stat, a hidden number given to a Pokemon, and this is given to at the Pokemon's birth. You generally can't change the IVs of a Pokemon. And EV stands for effort values, and this effort values is a value that every Pokemon does gain through its experiences, specifically its battling experiences. All right, so let me go over a little bit more into IVs and EVs. So let me talk about IVs first. So IV has a value ranging from 0 to 31. All right, you just get to kind of see this value when you beat the game. You just get a feature called Judge. Now, to get your judging feature, you have to, 1, become champion in Scarlet and Violet, and 2, see the credits. And after that, now you go and talk to a Pokemon Center lady, and you will get the Judge feature, which you go into the Pokemon summary through your boxes, and you press the plus button, and you will see on the chart that has the Pokemon stats, the HP and all of that, the number that you see associated with each stat, this turned into a term. And these terms include, I will pull up a chart here to show you what the terms mean and what the individual value associated or range associated with that term mean. So you have no good. That means the IV in that stat is 0. You have decent, which means that the IV in that stat is between 1 and 10. You have pretty good. Likewise, the value of that stat IV is between 11 and 20, very good 21 to 29, fantastic 30, and best 31. So the only two indicators that you can tell an exact IV value to is no good and best, 0 and 31 respectively. Now, you generally cannot manipulate or change your IV, but you can affect. There is one thing you could do, and that is through the item of the bottle caps. You use the bottle cap by a specific NPC in the game, and just a plain bottle cap would increase Pokemon IV to 31. It will make it best, but when you do the Judge, you will see Hyper Trained. So it doesn't necessarily change the value. Whatever the value, if it was no good, which means 0, it is still 0. But when it applying that IV and stat in the battle for that specific Pokemon that is bottle capped, it will treat it as though it is 31. Which, just to mention breeding, you cannot breed and pass on hyper trained IVs. You could only pass on inherited true IVs. All right, just to mention breeding and how important to know that is. All right, let me talk about EVs a little bit here now. EVs, you get this through battling. All right, every Pokemon in the game, and I will try to probably put up a chart right now just for some examples of what Pokemon provides what EV. So each Pokemon in the game would contribute after you battle it and defeat it EV to a specific stat. So for example, I know one off the top of my head, Lechonk. When you defeat a Lechonk, it will give you 1 EV towards your HP. All right. Now this is not unlimited. You can't just fight a million Lechonk and get a million EVs in your in a specific stat. It is limited. The total amount of EVs any Pokemon could gather is 510. All right. And how does this affect your, let me say, the stat itself? Every 4 EVs, this contribute 1 stat increase to a specific HP. So you get 4, you beat 4 Lechonks, you get 1 HP by 4, you get 4, so your HP stat will increase by 1 point. Understand? All right. And then you cannot take that 510 EVs and focus it in one stat either. each stat has a maximum capacity of 252 EVs. All right, so in essence, and using that maths, you have 510 max. You have each stat could hold 252. You can basically increase any two stats to the max EV value of 252, which gives you 510. 504. And then that leaves you with 6 EVs, which 2 will have to kind of waste, and you could only add 4 to just to get a point in any other one. All right, so that's basically how it is distribute your EVs. Okay, another way to manipulate your EVs is through the EV berries. I will pull up a chart displaying the EV berries there, and you want to hold on to these in case you play through the game with a Pokemon and you like that Pokemon, you get attached to that Pokemon. Them things happen. Sometimes you obtain a mark through the friendship of the Pokemon, and you want to keep that Pokemon and carry that Pokemon into the online ladder. Well, you can change up the values. You could bottle cap it and make it perfect IVs in whatever stat you want, and then you could EV train and whatever. Now the EV berry, when you want to EV train your Pokemon using the berry to decrease a EV. So let me say, for example, you want your Pikachu that will travel with you through the whole game to have a strong special attack, and you want it to be very fast. So you're focusing special attack and speed. But through the game, you battle all kind of Lechonk and all kind of thing, and you have EVs dedicated to your HP, to your attack, to your special defense, and you want to get rid of those so you could focus it in your special attack and your speed. You use the berries to decrease them in the unwanted stats. So Kelpie berry, the Pomeg berry, Hondew berry, Quillot berry, Greppa, and Tomato. That is the berries you want to keep around in the case you want to decrease EV in any stat. And then you have the feathers, which are the wing, the health wing, the muscle wing, the swift wing, clever wing, genius wing, and resist wing. You just pick up that all over the world in the game, that is. And you wanna keep those, and that increases your EV by 1 by just using it as a consumable item. And then you have the held items, the EV held items. That is the power items. They will be, I'll throw them up on a list here. And what that is do, for example, if it is you're fighting this Lechonk and you give it the power item to increase your health EV, it will give an additional 8. So that one Lechonk, when you beat it, you're getting the 1 HP that it's giving you, plus the 8 the power item giving you. So you're getting a total of 9. So that's a way to kind of speed up the EV training without spending money. And to spend the money now, well, the expensive way to increase your EVs is with the vitamins. That is the HP up, the protein, the iron, calcium, zinc, carbos. That is real money, all right? So you're looking at 10,000 per one vitamin. So let me say you want to carry a Pokemon EV in attack. That is protein, right? In attack from 0 to 252, you need to buy 26 protein, which is 26 by 10,000, like 260,000 Pokemon dollars. All right, it is a bit expensive. By the end of the game and thing, and through grinding and selling your raid items, like your star piece and them thing, you would gather a lot of money, but then it go done. So I would say I'm going to try to invest in the power items and fight some Pokemon for free. All right, no. No, this is not an EV guide and an EV training guide. I just want to try to bring some understanding to what it is, right? And let me just briefly mention natures. Natures now, I will pull up a nature chart. There are various natures within the game, and some natures affect your stats by increasing one by 10% and decreasing another by 10%. And I'll pull up one example. So let me say the adamant nature will increase your attack by 10% and decrease your special attack by 10%. So if you're building a physical attacker, it means physical attacks focus on the attack stat, and they take the damage from the attack stat and ignore the special attack. So you don't need special attack. So an adamant nature Pokemon is good, and the adamant nature is good for a Pokemon that you want to focus on physically attacking. All right. Maybe we'll do some detailed guides like a proper teacher, but I just wanted to give a quick overview of what these things are, and tell me how you doing. If you're choosing competitive Pokemon, or you just be the story, you play the game for fun and you good with raiding by yourself and a little fun with friends, but you're not really into the competitive, or if you're into the competitive, tell me about how that going. If you're jumping the ladder yet, or if you reach the point where you're training Pokemon. Alright? If you like what you're seeing, you know what to do. Beat up that like button, bust a subscription. This is your boy Carib Boy, out again.